He happens to be in Oregon. And he's going to call me around 8 o'clock tonight. So that's pretty exciting. So he's local meat. I'm going to see if he'll take a look at what I'm going through and try to help provide some services here. Also, TFCC called me back and the lady played completely fucking retarded. I had to repeat to her the name of my friend who set up the appointment here. They should have called me a long time ago, but they just called me today. The reason that they bothered to call today is because, well, the person that I had call actually called. Now, as far as having another referral to the same place, I'm sick of the referrals. I already know what the next step is supposed to be 6 months ago. The next step is the governor's advocacy. And they're supposed to deal with emergencies like this, especially when there are so many agencies involved that just simply didn't do their job because I didn't have family or friends involved. The fact that the crimes against me are so blatant and obvious requires somebody who's familiar with the tactics. A friend can do things that a friend or family member can do things that not an advocate, but Jesus, what are they fucking called? God, I'm trying to remember the name of them. Anyway, the moral of the story, or a mandated reporter, that's the word I was looking for. I was thinking a DHS worker. It's like a DHS worker and a cop and a nurse, and finally it come to me. Anyway, this is a guy who's familiar with the circuit. He also knows several of the witnesses and can verify that they exist. He might be able to give me the lowdown on a few other folks. And that's what it's all about, doing actual legwork. But it costs resources to do that. Meanwhile, the safety issues that I'm still enduring, having to go to them with a lady who's not quite familiar with the tactics, or why it is that they are the way that they are, or why the laws in the mandated reporter training are the way that they are. Once somebody kicks into that mandated reporter training stuff, it's a matter of there's a routine that they go through when you try to turn them in. And that's the thing about the lady who I went to for help, is that I went to her for help a lot. And as far as the mandated reporter stuff is, she didn't actually do that stuff. And maybe she's trying to make up for it now, and I certainly hope so. But I got to get a hold of her and explain to her that they called. I did record it. It's on my clandestine recording device, and they didn't know nothing about her and had no clue what was going on. And so they told me that they wouldn't be able to schedule it until January 5th. You're seeing how this literally just wastes my time? Like, that's before they'll even get friggin' started. I've been to these other places about the housing thing, but I still need to turn in the predators. They're still in the surrounding area. I'm still at risk. Everything that I've already started in motion here, in order for me to get away from my predators, I have to be able to travel somewhere else, and I have to start over every time I do that. And the amount of time in between here and January 5th, I have to be worried every single night about all of my shit getting stolen, my vehicle getting taken, and that I can't jump through any hoops. That's the thing, is that it was abuse, peace, and the public that has prevented me from turning in my predators in the police and the public. Nobody did more to help my predators get away than mandated reporters. And that's the problem with friends and family not making the calls with me and not caring. I shouldn't have to be such a jerk to get heard. I shouldn't have to be an asshole to people to get them to understand that this is my life. I'm being harmed. I'm asking for your help. I'm not threatening to eat your dog. I'm not threatening to decapitate people. I'm not threatening to shoot people or blow them up or any crazy shit like that. I'm not blaming the goddamn Illuminati or aliens or fucking spaceships run by unicorns or fucking magic rainbows coming out of their assholes with some rainbow sherbet and a goddamn leprechaun at the end with a pot of fucking something to piss in. So now I gotta try to get some stuff together. That's the thing about this lady who's hopefully going to try to help me, is that this program schedule that she's jumping through, that's just insanity. Now she can help me to jump through all these hoops, but it's a lot, and we can't even get started on the place that January 5th. January 5th is the soonest. And that all depends on if this lady can even make a call with me. So, yeah, that's blowing me off. Fuck. That's why there's the Governor's Advocacy Agency. Anyway, since I got 4 important calls recorded, maybe 5, I better go in and get them downloaded to the computer that barely works. Thing is, that stuff is so goddamn juicy, I should be playing it right now. At least they talk nice. The guy that's going to call me later on tonight, he knows at least 3 of the witnesses that I went to about the situation. Right now it's 4 o'clock, and, 4 o'clock means that it's time to go eat at one of the feeds here, but I have to be worried. It's not just Farnsworth that I have to worry about. And I also have a recording of him. He was talking about heads, having 8 heads in duffel bags. And in that recording, it's so fucking loud. Oh my god, there's a bunch of people in there, and they're all loud. I'm like, shit. We gotta find somebody with some sophisticated editing software to pull one voice out of the other and find out which one's his. And that's not saying he killed anybody. That's saying that he's got access to do so. And that he's been talking about doing so. And there's a lot of fucking heads showing up around the area. There's also an awful lot of psychos. The safety risks for me were created by my predators. Those safety risks and those safety issues and those lack of resources were created by predators who knew I was trying to turn them in. Natalie Bollinger didn't want anybody to believe me. Scott DaCosta didn't want anybody to believe me. And of course, calling me mentally ill is what fixes that, apparently. I gotta get a hold of that lady and I gotta let her know. And of course, I do want to make sure that I finish the video. I've got a little tiny bit of money left. Living in lots. By the time something gets done, I'm going to be towed. I can't just keep staying in this parking lot, sitting on the evidence, running around to places that screw mental health. That's all I have to say. Screw mental health in this country. With an informed friend or family member, somebody who knows what's going on, things are different. When it's somebody who's never had to go through it, and forgive me, I'm peeing in a cup because I don't have a pot to piss in. This shit ain't no fun. Oh. I'll be right back. Oh my God. Yep, McDonald's cups. Excellent bathrooms. The thing that people aren't getting is that after all these years, I've got hundreds of phone numbers. The problem is they all send me to somebody else. Who sends me to somebody else? Who sends me to somebody else? If somebody calls with me, it's somebody who's uninformed or someone who's afraid. All right, actually, the fraidy cats don't make calls with me. And as far as friends go, yeah, the lady who called today, she was the first person who was an actual friend who actually tried making a call to turn this stuff in. It does need to get to the police, but it needs to go via DHS. All of these crimes that are committed against me, there's just too many of them for one person to possibly defend themselves against. And the fact that I'm being blown off until at least January 5th, well, that's some horse shit. So, I got like 2 hours. That's definitely long enough to get the stuff downloaded and put where I need it. And I guess, we'll try to get as much done as we can get done before 5 o'clock or 5:15 because it takes a while for my computer to shut down. Sometimes it's closed down faster. Yesterday it took about 10 or 15 minutes to shut down. The day before it took like 5 or 6 maybe. So I mean it's getting better. But I'm just fuck. Shit ain't right. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind.